Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris once again. And yet more sad news from South Africa. Each and every day, nearly 60 South Africans are murdered. What is the solution to this? Where is the African National Congress? Why is it largely silent on this issue? While its police minister runs around and dismisses the death of South Africans, it continues unabated. In the latest situation, yet another plasmoord, farm murder in South Africa, this one in the Free State last night, October 1st, 2020. A farm murder took place on the evening of Thursday, the 1st of October 2020 in Paul Rue, west of Bethlehem in the Free State province of South Africa. Young farmer Brendin Horner, 21 years of age, ladies and gentlemen, 21 years of age, was attacked and brutally murdered by an unknown number of attackers after leaving his father's farm en route home at 7 p.m. At 10 p.m., the family went looking for him as he never arrived home but found nothing and could not reach him on his phone. Today, the 2nd of October 2020, at about 5:30 in the morning South Africa time, Brendin's father and girlfriend continued the search and found the young man near the gate of the farm. He was tied to a pole by his neck and had been brutally beaten, tortured, and strangled to death. His pickup truck, or Bucky, that he was driving was later found abandoned along S-194. How does this end, folks? How does it end? Who is behind this? This young man is 21 years old. Apartheid formally ended in 1994. 5 years before his birth. This man had nothing to do with that system. Even on the basis of revenge for apartheid, this would not even make sense. How is this not considered a priority crime by the South African Police Service and its useless, feckless, comical, farcical Minister for Police, Beckett Cele? How is that possible, ladies and gentlemen? How is such brutality not considered a priority crime? Police spokesman Montansi Makele said that the victim was tied to a pole on the farm with a rope around his neck. Been stabbed several times with a knife and also had a head wound. Police were at the scene around 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. His father and girlfriend found him that morning. At 6:30 p.m. the police are there. Now, I don't know when the police arrived. Maybe the press are not reporting all the facts, information here, but that long a response. Folks, I don't understand how people can be so callous towards human life. What was this about? Was it revenge? Was it anger? Was it bullying? Was it race-based? We don't have the answers. But looking at the number of white commercial farmers and farm workers murdered in South Africa as a percentage of those who exist, the rate is astronomically high. They're among the most vulnerable and most targeted groups in the country. Yet the murder of farm workers and rural South Africans is not a priority crime for SAPS or the African National Congress. While its president runs around holding press conferences and speaking from his bunker, telling people that the nature of white people is that they are racist, which in fact is a racist statement in and of itself. While he tells the world this gobbledygook nonsense, South Africans look the other way. The system has failed South Africa. Millions of black South Africans, millions of colored South Africans, millions of white South Africans, and over 1 million Indian South Africans failed by their government, which seems to exist for the enrichment of cadres and the perpetuation of governance and political control and economic control for the African National Congress, which has successfully dumbed down the education system so that people come out of school or attend university and say such nonsensical things as science must fall, science is colonialist, science is racist. Children. So sad. 26 years after the end of apartheid. Who, aside from the racists who warned people, could ever have imagined such an outcome in South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, yet another brutal, unnecessary, vile domestic terrorist incident takes place in South Africa with the savage murder of a 21-year-old white South African in the Free State. The death of Brendin is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. The inattention, the uncaring nonsense of the African National Congress as 60 South African citizens are murdered each and every single day in South Africa. These figures were never even remotely approached during the apartheid era. If a minority government can suppress and control dissent and keep people from dying as a consequence of violent crime, how is it that a majority government with all the levers of power, all the resources, a police force just under 200,000 personnel cannot provide any degree of security for their citizens? Well, we know why, because they have no interest in doing it. This chaos benefits the ANC, and this narrative that the party is spewing benefits the ANC. And as we know, folks, in South Africa, it's party over the people. South Africa's political system makes the political party the preeminent, the ultimate authority in South Africa. Take notice of the fact that when Thabo Mbeki was unseated at the Polokwane massacre, the ANC's conference in Polokwane, he shortly thereafter resigned as president of the Republic. Resigned as president of the Republic because he was no longer in charge of the ANC. That's utter lunacy. Ladies and gentlemen, in a proper country, the country is important. The people are preeminent, not a political party. It's time for the African National Congress to start doing the right thing. But don't count on that. Where South Africa is headed is a very dark corner. People are not going to continue to allow themselves to be slaughtered in this fashion. And it's going to lead to bloodshed. Serious bloodshed. There's time to avoid this still and stop the slaughter of innocent South Africans. Folks, this is beyond comprehension. A 21-year-old farm manager tortured, strangled, left on a pole. How is that not racist? Hanging him from a pole. How is that not racist or racially motivated? Well, if you found this video interesting or thought-provoking, or maybe it just pissed you off, feel free to become a subscriber to Chris White Africa by smashing that subscription button right down there. Be sure to toggle the bell icon to make sure you get the notifications from YouTube for future videos and live streams. And folks, if you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. I'll do my best to read them all. And finally, I ask that you smash the like button because likes drive viewership. Thank you so much for this. Please spread the word. Let folks know that South Africa is sick. It's very sick. As someone who cares a great deal about South Africa, it breaks my heart to bring this news. But this happens on a daily basis. 60 South Africans murdered, the vast majority of them never making the press, not making the news. But rural South Africans find themselves especially vulnerable. In particular, commercial farmers and white South Africans who are clearly being targeted by syndicates and political operatives. Folks, hang in there. I don't know how South Africa's going to get through this, but I hope that they do. God bless.